in today's video we are talking about, can you make money as a grant writer? I get this email about once a week, people saying, okay, can I really make money doing this? The answer is yes, you definitely can. If you do it correctly, right? Lots of people don't make money doing it, but we'll show you how. So with that, let's hit this video. We're going to be covering how to approach this so that you can build a business or land a new job, ways to then actually know if you're being profitable, and then I'm going to give you a matrix and activity that you can go through to really start honing in on who you are and what it is that you want to do with your career. All right, let's hit it. So first of all, if you know anything, you've been following me for a while, you'll know that we have a very specific method that we teach, and it's called the Grant Writing Unicorn Method. And the idea here is that you get your technical training in grant writing, right? And then we want you to go freelance. Whether you want to land a new job or you want to take your freelance business full time, quit your current thing and be consulting. Whatever your end goal is, you want to start by freelancing. You want to be building up that portfolio so you actually have experience to stand on to really take off your career. I think I messed that up, for your career to take off. Anyway, so now I wanted to put some numbers to it. So you can, our goal for you, if you were to join the Grant Writing Unicorn Collective, is to pay for your investment in our program within 3 months. From zero to hero. You can grow into doing $5,000 a month as a freelancer. And frankly, you can 3 to 4 times that depending on where you take your business, if you build the team, and if you're more of the project manager, right? So we'll talk about that in a second. So you can go bigger with this, but as an individual, very reasonable to be doing $5,000 a month or so. And that's just like my reasonable conservative number for you. If you decide to go the new job route, the average salary of a full-time grant writer is $69,000, right? So some's below that, the other half's above that. So totally a great career path, right? Really nice. Also, you don't have to go get a master's degree or go get some sort of technical training to get into this work, which is really nice, no doubt. You can just roll into it. Okay, but now, one of the things that we talk about in our course is how do you know what to charge? So you have 3 options, right? So A, you can be cheap, right? You can be fair, or C, you can be premium. You don't want to be cheap because people and clients that are more concerned with your price and wanting to get it down as cheap as possible are crappy clients, right? And what you pay for is what you get. So we don't focus on working with anybody that's so freaking worried about it being as cheap as possible because they're going to be horrible to work with and you're just going to lose money anyway. So no, we don't, oops, my marker doesn't work. So we don't do them, work with them. Okay, so that leaves you 2 options: charging fair and affordable prices or charging premium. You can't really charge premium until you have a lot of experience behind you and you can really deliver on that experience, which really takes it to the next level. We'll talk about that later. But you definitely can charge fair and affordable prices. What does that look like? That's about $50 to $75, $80 per hour, which in a moment I'll tell you why you don't bill hourly, but that's at least giving you the number. Then of course the work varies depending on the applications, and all of these exact numbers are actually in the funding training that I have linked below, so you can actually go look at a slide deck, take a screenshot of it, and you'll know the rates. But the idea would be a letter of inquiry could be $1,500 up to doing a harder application for a really big foundation or a federal grant, and you can be charging $8,000 for that. And that's fair and affordable, not premium. No joke. Okay, so now we agree you're charging fair and affordable pricing. You landed a contract, right? This is really great. You're doing a funding strategy, which go watch some of my other videos if you're wondering what I'm talking about there, right? It's a roadmap to help an organization focus their grant resources. And let's say you bill $2,000 for that. So then we have to actually track your time to make sure that what you have billed is appropriate for how much work you've put into it. Now, I know that getting your prices right from the get-go can be a little confusing and most people undercharge. That's why it's valuable to actually see some example professional rates. so that you are actually charging enough from the get-go, because I guarantee it's more than you think it should be for professional services. But anyway, so let's say you're charging $2,000, this is what you've built, and then you actually went and did the work, and you really overshot it, right, by a third. So this is a good data point. Now you know this, no problem. And the next time you charge for a project, you're going to charge more, right? Because you know what it's going to take, or you'll have figured out some sort of method that is more efficient, or maybe it was a crappy client and they took a lot more time than you thought they would, so you won't choose a crappy client again, right? So this is a really important data point, so that you know, is what we charged actually appropriate for what you're making? Because yes, you can make money as a grant writer, but what matters more than that is, can you make money profitably as a grant writer, so you actually have earnings from that, right? That's what matters. So take this as an example. Let's say you build this much because you're charging value-based pricing. That's what this is worth to them. But this is actually how much time it took you to take. So you've got a lot of profit on top of that too, right? So I'm not going to go down into this rabbit hole too deep right now, because that's something we do in the Grant Writing Unicorn Method, actually in the online course. But for now, you get the basics. Track your time so you can see if you're actually charging correctly. Okay, so then the other thing I want you to think about is, where do you fit into this universe of grant writing, freelancing? Because there's a lot of different skills that are involved in grant writing. Basically, it's like, you have the technical training to do the grant writing, but then there's also this entrepreneur arm, right? Going and drumming up work, the business development, etc. And then there's this managerial side, especially as you start growing a little bit. Maybe you hire someone even just to do editing, really, really, really big on having a team, right? So all of a sudden, we're now looking at 3 different sides of the stool. So I want you to kind of think about it like I don't know, you like my stool? I don't know if that makes sense, but you have your entrepreneur side, you have the managerial side. What am I missing? I just said it. Entrepreneur side, managerial, and the technical, right? So you gotta have all 3. And the reality is, most of us aren't equally split 3 ways. So it's important to think through, well, what actually is my zone of genius? Because that will really inform where you take your career. So this is an activity. Nothing can't be solved without a matrix. I really believe that. So I want you to draw this on a piece of paper. No joke, I'm serious. Do it now. It's so great. And basically, I want you to think about, this is competence. Competence. So what are you? My pen is dying. High competence. High. Low competence. Like, you're not good at it. You're really good at it. And then this is enjoyment. And it's high. And this is low. So what are the things that you are highly competent at and you highly enjoy? So write those things down, like put them here, right? This is how I figured out I am not too competent and I really don't enjoy my inbox. I hate being in my email, right? So as fast as I could, even with my dinky little consulting business when I first got started, I hired a VA to help me with just a few hours a week to be in my inbox so I wouldn't have to deal with it, right? So whatever it is that you need to figure out that's not you, just avoid it, right? So you write those things down. You get these different data points. And maybe you're like, and here's the deal about competency, by the way. Obviously you can change. Maybe you're just getting into grant writing, your competency is low, but you're learning about it. You're like, I do enjoy it, even though I'm not good at it yet. Well, hey, good news. You can get trained and move up on the competence ladder, right? So don't feel like these are set in stone spots, but it is helpful to know, what am I really freaking good at and love, and then focus on that in terms of your business. So what does that look like? So if you're someone that's like, I hate business development, I hate trying to find opportunities, it really stresses and freaks me out, well then great, we need to help find you maybe a new opportunity within an organization. There's some security in that, right? I say that with an asterisk because I actually believe it's more secure to be freelancing, because then you're getting your earning from lots of places instead of one, but whatever. Anyway, so you figure out, actually I love the technical grant writing. I love it so much I want to crank out these proposals, but I'd like to work with someone else that's good at Maybe they're good at finding the work opportunities and they just need someone that can bring in some horsepower and just crank on those proposals, because that's the part I like. So you figure out where you fit, what you enjoy, and it really helps guide forward your path. Yes, in the early days, you gotta learn all 3 stools, right? As you're gaining real paid experience. But as you start progressing through your career, it's good to know who you are. What are you so good at, so that you can be focusing on doing more of that, right? So, lovely exercise. Highly recommend doing it. So, can you get paid as a grant writer? Yes, you can. And I hope that I've painted the case that you can definitely do it. You can build a really vibrant 6-figure consulting business. No problemo, okay? You can do it. We'll show you how. Or you can use some of that early freelancing experience to go ahead and land a new job that super fires you up, fulfilling, etc. Okay, so if you have any other questions, be sure to drop those in the comments below. Hit subscribe if you like this video. I've got more of those coming out. And what else? I don't think there's anything else, but thank you so much, and I'll catch you later.